Alright. So we are back. And let me see, I gotta pause all the streams. Otherwise it kind of likes to take... And what the hell? Maximize that. Okay, that's already paused. Good. Otherwise it likes to kind of take the YouTube stream down with it if I don't pause all the live stream video. So while we're waiting for this, it's back to Adventure Communist. I wonder if there's a way to, like, I know on Macs you can do like a screen reflection from your phone. I wonder if there's something like that for Windows. That'd be interesting. Of course, I mean, that would be like horrific, you know, people let's playing phone mobile games. Oh my god. I'm sure it happens. But it's just a horrific thing to think about. Oh, right, I restarted. It's like, where's all my stuff at? Yeah, we got a little ways to go. All the mods, the new mods I installed added another 3,000 something files, so it takes a little bit more time to load. Alright, so last time I did streaming, which actually I think that was last night. Yeah, my whole I don't think I'm going to stream thing didn't last very long. We went up to Minmus and did some science stuff up there. I mean, I kind of screwed it up by not saving the first set of science until we landed, so we kind of only got half it, because we already... If you're over Minmus, it doesn't really matter what biome you're in Minmus over. If you're over it, you're over it. It's technically a biome of its own. So we kind of lost a lot of research from that. We probably could have doubled our research, I think. Well, maybe not doubled it, but gotten kind of close. I think the last time we went to Minmus and did everything of all the new stuff, the Kraken and all that stuff, we did like 2,200 science or something. Insane like that. But we got some access to some new parts. What we're going to be doing now, though, is I think I'm going to terminate the... I'm going to terminate the refueler mission that we had going, and I'm going to change it a little bit. So, well, what I would like to do is actually have like a side thing where we dock to the side of the station from the side of the thing, so like side along. But the problem with that is you want to attach something else to it. If you put that on the bottom, you can't go to the top docking port on the side. So it kind of has to be vertical. We just have to get the moon station lined up correctly or something. I almost thought we had it last time, and then it came in and I did something weird at the last second and it moved it too much and it ended up bouncing off. It's really hard trying to get the access correct. Knew we were coming in to dock with it. So I'll give that another try. And then we'll refuel the actual, do we? No, yeah, the moon. I think we need to send up a new sky crane, because I think we just we ran out of fuel in the other one and we destroyed it, I think. I'll have to go up there and check. But I think that we didn't redock it with the station, the sky crane. I think we just, yeah, I think I remember letting it explode and then it almost fell right back on top of us when I stopped controlling it. And there we go. I'll worry about, well, actually, really quick. I need to grab those comrade upgrades. Alright. Tanning on Moho. If Jeb's tanning with a nuclear explosion is going to be a little bit extra crispy. It's really hilarious. On some of these little taglines, sometimes the images kind of match up with what's being shown with it on. Well, the tagline matches up with the image that's being shown, and it's just sometimes it's hilarious. And it happens quite often, but it's not really intentional. Okay, so I want to resume our new stream game. So yeah, we got into some nuclear propulsion, and we unlocked a couple other things down here somewhere. Hydroponics, yeah, and logistics, and advanced or high power electronics, and scanning tech. We also, I think, I bought this one too for whatever reason. I guess because I had the research and I wanted to do it, so. Also got that. Or no, I already had that because we got the no, yes, no. No, I'm pretty sure I've just bought that. I could be wrong though. Alright, so what we're going to do is go to the tracking station, and we are going to just blink the refueler, wherever the heck it's at. There it is. Just going to go ahead and blink it out of existence. Then I'm going to take control of the moon station real quick. And we're going to try and get things oriented correctly. Make this a bit easier. Because that was really insane. The main issue is that, like this, it was like turned at this weird axis. And I had to try and push around to get to the same point. It was really, really annoying. So instead, what I want to do is I just want to turn SAS back on so we don't rotate out of orbit or something. I mean, either on the top or on the sides. What I actually should also do is we should align this to... I can find the bloody thing. Actually, no, we should go to prograde. Since that's the direction we're traveling, it'd be easier to align it that way. And then I want to get this as flat as possible. It might also be better to do it perpendicular to where we're actually traveling, so we just come into it and we can dock up with it, but this will work too, I think. Alright, so I'm just going to... How are we doing for fuel? Oh yeah, we're almost out of fuel on all of our tanks. We got plenty of monopropellant though. And yeah, there's no, we don't have a, we'll have to bring up a sky crane. So that's true though, we need to bring up the sky crane that has the new rovers on it. We need to bring those up. So I blinked those out of existence as well. The old ones. Alright, so let's go back to the Space Center and... the one thing I want to try, I have that test, Oh, we can do it from here too. But we have that test thing that has the rovers attached to it. That I figured out that we could just do it and, you know, test the rovers right on the launch pad instead of trying to land the thing somewhere off the launch pad. Yeah, test base rover. Let's go ahead and load this. Now, is this the... Yeah, this isn't the fixed version, I guess you could say. Now, I think that... Let me check. I'm going to pull the rover off real quick, if I can do that. Let me grab the subassembly, because I think I updated the subassembly, but maybe not reattached it. So, Alt. No, I did not update the subassembly either. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll update the subassembly. Basically what we need to do with this is, well, we're actually on the wrong side. We need to be on the back. So let's make this back port the root real quick. Yeah, we'll need to go to the spaceplane hangar and Alright, so this is our thing now. We want to grab another docking port real quick. Doesn't really matter as long as we can grab it. We'll need to pull out a bit, I think. So we can at least... Oh wait, it's backwards, that's why. So we need to reroute again. Ah, come on. Alright, so now we can pull this off. Alright, let's go ahead and reopen this. Then I'm going to pull this off. Then throw the other transfer over on here. Alright, better. So now we can kind of get a better idea of where the wheels are at here. So they're kind of close. But I'm not entirely satisfied with that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to try and adjust these a little bit. Why did that shift over here? Oh, I didn't know you could do that. So I just realized it says middle click to change the symmetry mode. Cool. Ah, what the hell? It still wants to put it down here. We're going to have to do these manually, I guess. Oh, jeez. So a little bit off the ground, but not too much. Alright, we'll just have to refix this stuff. Oh, wow. I think that's why I want to go to symmetry mode instead of scaling. But that's not really working right, is it? It should be on the opposite side, not on the same side. Or maybe it should be on this side. Let's pull this off a second. Possibly now what we can do is put this on. So we bring it in like in the middle somewhere. Oh, because these are two different sections, I guess, is why. I guess we're going to have to do it manually still. Yeah, looks like that's why. Alright. Let's bring them back on. Oh, it's kind of lagging. There we go. Let's throw this out. But even when I switch to like single mode, it's still pulls them both off, which is very annoying. Okay, well, we'll just have to redo it then. God. I was hoping this editor BS would be fixed, but there's a lot of weird, ridiculous stuff in it. Alright, so first things we gotta do is we gotta make sure that we're 90 degrees on all the axes here. Oh, we're definitely not that way. We were all the other ones, I believe. Alright, that looks good. It would be nice if there's like some sort of number readout of where you're at on the different axes, so you can get a better idea of where the part's really located. But so first thing we need to do is we need to drag this down, if I can grab it. That's not what I grabbed. There we go. So I want it to be a little bit off the ground. So we're not clipping through, but I don't want it to be very far off the ground. Let me lift this whole thing up so I can get a better look at the... Certainly don't like the fact that it's clipping into the leg. Technically that shouldn't cause any problems because... What the heck? Oh, right, that's the root part on this because... It is. Because it just is. I thought it was the salamander. Oh, because that's what we use for... this is actually also a subassembly. I mean, it should be fine, but at the same time I've seen this thing go crazy from the wheels hitting it. So maybe we need to move this back a bit. It does shorten up the wheelbase a little bit. But shouldn't be all too bad. The only problem I'm going to have now is trying to align this thing properly with the back wheel, which is why we need to put the whole thing back on the ground. Alright, switch back over to this. Alright, we need to pull it off and put it back on. Otherwise it's going to do that weird crap. Oh, my mouse died. I completely forgot the battery was low. Actually, it lasted for the whole day. I got the warning message that the battery was low earlier this morning. Ah, get in there, you damn micro USB-C plug. I want to find whoever decided on the design for this USB charging port and kick him in the leg. It's such an annoying POS. Oh, there we go. Alright, so, that does not look like a 90-degree thing. Oh, because it's kind of not turned the right way. And also the camera's probably doing some weird things to the line up there. Oh no, it's definitely not 90. Alright, now I think it is. I mean, this... No, it isn't, is it? Because that looks crooked. What the hell? Angle snapping is failing. That is a new one on me. It also wasn't 90 degrees that way either. It still looks wrong. Oh, probably mainly because it's like off the side of the... Oh no, it's there. I don't think it was off the side of the thing. Okay, it looks like it's straight now. It still looks a bit wonky in terms of the rotation. Like this way, it still looks a little bit turned that way. Okay, that one looks straight. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. That one's gonna have that weird axis on it. It's gonna be so much easier if we had some sort of thing where we could just say 90, 90, 90 or whatever. Oh, definitely for sure we need to turn this one over. 180 degrees. That comes to the hard part, making sure they're lined up against each other. So the screw should be about lined up with the middle. The edge of the screw thing should be lined up with the middle. Doesn't help, I'm like stuck on the focus of, I think, this port. Still haven't figured out how to adjust that. Now for how far down I'm going to go, it's just to the ground. Okay. One more wheel to go. Finally, we'll be done. I also need to mess around with this one a bit. In terms of the horizontal placement, so the screw should be a little bit lined up with the edge of the battery. Should be just out of the way of the leg. So we look at it from over here too. That's actually a little bit far on this one. Just be a tiny bit closer. Yeah, should be pretty close. So this should be pretty good. So what I'm gonna do is I want to just save this real quick, and then I want to reroute this to this port down here. Well, the one that's attached to, I should say. Oh, for a second there, I thought it flipped the tires around again. I was going to say, no. Those look fine. I can actually take a look at them now, too, and see if they're lined up correctly. They look pretty good. Maybe this one not so much. Let's look at it from this angle. So actually the very edge of this should be almost lined up to the edge of that section there. On the height. That's kind of hard to judge though. Because the panels I don't think are on the same location on both sides. Or they are. No, I guess they are. So just underneath that dot on that panel. No, I guess that's where it's at. Just looks a little bit different on this side. Yeah, looks pretty good. Alright. So, alignment against each other. Also looks very decent, fairly decent, and fairy too, I guess. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this section off, and then we're gonna use this to update the subassembly again. Because now we know the wheels are placed correctly in approximately the right spot. So now what I want to do is I want to go undo those changes we did. I think at least to here, so this is now our, yeah. So let's go ahead and save this, and let's try launching it. Oh, we gotta add crew to it. It's a game called the Kerbal Space Program. Pretty old, actually. It came out in 2011. It's basically like a sandbox game, though they do have a career mode where you have missions you have to complete and meet certain cost restrictions and things like that. It's actually a pretty fun game. Once you get good enough to do landings on other planetary bodies and orbital docking and stuff like that. This looks pretty good just looking at it, actually. The wheels are all on the ground, which is, well, ugh. This wheel might be a little bit high, maybe. Yeah, it might be. Actually, no, the front wheels are off the ground, aren't they? Both of them are. So we're still kind of pushed backwards a bit from the connection, but maybe that's a good thing. So what I want to do first is I want to get Valentina out onto the... Oh, well, actually, first thing I want to do is I want to hack the gravity. I'm going to put this to go away database. I don't want you with this. I'm going to set it to... Oh, we got to turn it on first, I guess. I'm going to set it to 1.6, or I think it's 1.7 is what we can get to. Oh, no, we got... Oh, damn. Yeah, I guess we can get to 1.6. Good. So at 1.6, looks about the same. Hasn't really changed too much. Alright, let's get Valentina onto the rover. Alright, so we're now controlling this again. So I'm going to undock the rover. So it's kind of interesting. It sits a little bit low, doesn't it? Compared to where we have this set up at now. So this is simulating the... well, still, even on auto it does that, doesn't it? Let's send it back to override. So dampener, spring strength. Doesn't seem to... Let's go the other way. I mean, it raises it up, but we're still kind of... Well, hey, connected. Okay, that did work. Let me undock again. I'm gonna pull Valentina back. And let me set these back to auto. What's interesting is that auto doesn't seem to change anything. So we had it set to this before. Now if I set it back to auto, it just stays the same, so I don't know what that's supposed to do. But anyway, so let's see. I don't think it's going to be easy to connect it like this. We'll see. That's kind of interesting. It kind of bounced back up to it, though. This might actually just work. This rover. Let me go ahead and undock it again. I'm gonna try driving this around, get a feel for how it moves a bit compared to the other ones. Oh, it's got a really nice turning radius. Because the wheelbase is so wide. Well, that didn't quite end well. Yeah, that's not going to, not going to be able to do anything with that. But yeah, the rover seem like they're going to work pretty well now. They're lining up really good with this. So, now what we need to do is to just recover this stuff. We need to unhack the gravity. Stick these on the sky crane and get them up to the moon. Try and land them near the base instead of friggin' 50 kilometers away like last time. Unhack. Okay, oops, too many clicks. So, crap. We're gonna have to redo all the stuff on the sky crane now related to the rover. So, Sky Crane 3, I think that was just the Sky Crane only. Oh, that was with, yeah, this is Sky Crane. I'm going to do Sky Crane 2. Okay, I'm going to leave these docking ports on the side there. You know what we really need? Well, we'll see. Well, yeah, it's staged this. That would still be an issue. What I'm going to try and do, instead of using these, we're going to put a decoupler here. So what I'm hoping will happen. So we put a decoupler between this and the docking port, and then the one that faces towards the rover, and then we test the rover to that one. But then those both come off, and then we can just undock from the docking port. It'll fall down, and we can do whatever with that afterwards. But that way we can actually get these off here without having to blow this thing up and potentially flipping out the rovers and having to do something crazy like last time to try and get them to turn back over. So let me throw a decoupler on this thing. What size would we need? That's too big. There we go. Alright. That's actually perfect. So now we need Clampetron Jr. And I'm gonna pull it out of the docking port there, or the out of that a bit. Now I'm going to test this real quick, so let's save this. Yes, clear and proceed. So what I'm going to do is I want to just test to see if this will actually come off properly or not. So we're just going to load this into the launch pad and then right click on that decoupler and decouple it manually. And see if it falls off. Hopefully it does. First I gotta... crap. First I gotta try and select it from out here. Or wait, maybe it'll be over here in the list somewhere. Aha, there you are. So decouple. Oh, yeah. Okay, that does work. But, damn, that's a little bit too much force. There's nothing really I can do about it, though. You can't change the decoupler. Well, there's nothing on it, though. Let's recover the vessel. Or rather, actually, let's revert to VAB. And I'll throw throw the rover on there, and we'll see what it does. And it's also going to be a thing where we're going to be on the moon. That's a lot of force, though. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So we can just drop like the force percent off to maybe like 5%. I wonder if that's not available from the right-click menu over there. Maybe it is. Maybe you just have to click on it outside of the staging. Well, no, I don't think it's available out there. That's weird. It'd be nice if it was. Oh, God. Okay. Let's see if I can... Yeah, no, it's not available from out here. Very strange. Alright, let's see what this does. Okay, that's better. Not getting shot off into the friggin'... Of course, we need... Let's do our due diligence here and make sure we test this at moon gravity. And it's going to be different, too, for, Minmus, because gravity is even less than the moon there, so whatever this has on it, whatever effect it has on the moon when we use it, it's going to be increased on Minmus. I'm not entirely sure, though, because we'll have something heavy on it, and it'll be on the ground, hopefully. So maybe it'll do a little thing with it like move it a little bit and hopefully not tip it over, but it shouldn't like shoot it off or something, throw it out into space. Alright, so hack gravity. This thing's gonna like friggin' wobble and fall over probably. Alright, let's see what happens. Yeah, it's actually, that's good. It's not that much force. It's a little bit more force than the last time, but it's gonna be low enough that it shouldn't be an issue. Alright, let's go back to the VAB. And attach the rovers, and then... Actually, that was on single, wasn't it? I didn't do the other side with that. Okay, now let's pull out, let's go grab our rover. Oh hell, the let's save this real quick. We need to go back over to the SPH. We need to set the So first things first, we need to pull, not pull it, but we need to reroute this to this. So we can pull this off. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. And then I want to attach our subassembly rover because it's going to be different than this one. Now what I want to do is reroute this again. Instead of this one, we want it to be this one. Then we want to pull this rover off. And then we want to reroute again. And this time we're going to make it this. Oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Alright, now we need to throw another docking port onto... and then make that the route. It's really convoluted, but if we want to get the updated version of this saved as the file, we have to do it that way. Now we need to save this, and we need to update the subassembly to now have this be the root part for the subassembly, so we can attach it correctly to our sky crane. And my mouse cable's getting in the way again. What else is new? Base transfer rover. Save that, override it. Now we go back over to the VAB. Open up our sky crane 2. And now we can attach the rover the correct way. I can figure out which keys to press. Oh, there we go. Oh, and also make sure I put on... Okay, so because I didn't attach this, using the, whoops, wrong one, wanted the decoupler. So I need to turn this on to 2x symmetry. Now we can put this on with 2x symmetry. Okay. Now I'm going to save this thing because sometimes the Vab likes to screw up, crash KSP when I am doing all the strutting on these. Alright, so let's get that off. Go to structural, grab our space tape, and get to work. Hopefully for the last time of redesigning these friggin' rovers. Now that we've got them about where we want them. I'm just hoping I don't have to redesign them for Minimus or something. Oh, well that works too. As long as it's going to be stabilized horizontally by something. I'm just going to change the attachment point for this to make it a little more, less of a an extreme kind of angle. Probably doesn't matter too much, but RCS thrusters aren't quite in the same location, but that'll be fine. I'm also going to try and center these on the sections themselves, not just on the... So these ones are actually going to go away once we... drop off that bottom rocket section, bottom stage section. And these are going to be our landing, the wheels will be our landing legs now. So they'll be right on the ground. That's fine. Okay, so I think that's all the strutting we needed to do for that. They're attached. All the wheels are aligned properly. They didn't flip around while we were doing all that stuff. Don't believe we need to add anything to this. Or change anything from what... well, there was something I wanted to change, but I can't remember what it was now. Well, whatever. We'll figure it out as we go, I guess. Should be no crew, because there's no crew compartments. Oh, yeah. We can strap them. We can strap them into the friggin' rovers while we're going up. That's hilarious. All right. So staging. Let's make sure all the staging is still the same. Looks like it is, but it's good to check anyway. Why do we have these two on the same... Yeah, this isn't looking right. Let's go ahead and unstage these. We'll just do those manually. Alright, so got our 4 Kerbal engines down there going at the same time. What's this one for? Oh, we didn't, it only did one of them. Okay. Alright, then those come off, and then that one comes off, that engine starts, comes off. I keep on changing this, but... No, I just want the engines, not... the decoupler. So I can make the change in here this time, so I don't have to change it again. Let's see, so that drops that off. And then this drops off the that adapter section once we don't need it anymore. Actually, we could probably do the... well, no, we do want to do them separately, otherwise this will get stuck on that. Probably doesn't matter really, but it is what it is. This down here, is this a junior or is it a Clampatron proper? So that's a proper Clampatron, as is the stuff on the base components, so that's fine. Yeah, that should all be good. Well, the one thing we don't have is we don't have the solar panels on here for the battery charging. Let's go ahead and... I don't know what happened to this. I thought I had them on there. Maybe that was on the 3rd version, not this one. So that's something that I need to add. So which ones do I want to use? Because we got some more now. Whatever gives the most, I think, for the least amount of space used. So we can stick a bunch on there. That's just 0.3 though. Solar panel cannot be retracted. How big is this thing? It's not that big. What about... oh, well, they're bigger than I thought. What about when they are extended? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, those could cause a problem. Although that's kind of crazy. Yeah, I think we will not use those. We'll use those in maybe one of the base modules, but not on this thing. That's a little too crazy. Though it'd be fun trying to dock with them on there. No, it wouldn't be. That was sarcastic. It would be total hell trying to dock with those on it. Which 3x2 or 1x6? I think 3x2s would probably... well, maybe 1x6 actually, to be honest. If we could fit more on here of them. Let's try... well, 6 might work. And then we could do like 8 down here. So what would, when they're extended, are they going to get in their own way? Oh no, that should be, that's actually, well, the bottom ones will look kind of weird, but I think these do rotate. So what we can actually do is we can do a little bit of placement hacking here. Oh, let me turn on angle snapping. Rotate them around 90 degrees. Or 180 rather. Then when we open them, and then those should spin around to face the sun, I think. Yeah, that's doable. I wouldn't want to have them extended while I am docked. Well, actually, no, I could, because we're docking to the nose section, and that would be, yeah, that'd be fine. Okay, I think that'll work. Ah, okay, good. It didn't thought Thought I re-extended them. So I clicked on it twice. Okay, it's probably overkill, but better to have more power generation than you need for one of these things. Okay, let's go ahead and try and fly this thing up there. So we're going to try and drop the rovers off first, and then try and dock it with the station, and hope that there's still enough fuel left to do all that. Which means we'll have to try and get a fairly good orbit to start with, so we can try and conserve the fuel. Very efficient, crunch up and efficient trip up. Okay, at least as much as possible with all this stuff sticking out all over the place. Alright, turn the SAS on. I think we have to go full throttle on this. Yeah, maybe not full throttle, but 3/4 should do. So these all come off at the same time. They're not asparagus staged in any way, shape, or form. We'd actually need 4 tanks for that. I'm not sure if I want to try and... Well, we can try and do a turn and see what happens, but I think it would, like, tip over at some point. This is very top-heavy. Maybe start with a 30° instead of going straight for the 45. Just to see how it reacts. Especially in the other atmospheric stages. That's when you get into really... when you get something that's top-heavy, that's when you start getting into the really annoying areas. Like, it'll start tilting over if we're going too fast. Right about now. Looks like it's staying stable. For the most part. I'll wait to do the rest of the turn until we get the these outer state, this first stage of rockets off. Yeah, we have to burn full, don't we? On the single Kerbal. Alright, we should be able to tilt this down a little bit more. Let's see if we can go to the 45 here. This is more stable than I thought it would be, actually. Kind of amazed. Thought it would be flipping out all over the place. Alright, so our apoapsis is almost to orbital levels. I'm going to say orbitable again. 70. I want to go a bit higher, though, because if we start pulling it back down, I don't want to pull it down below 70. That's why, again, like I said before, that's why I usually put it at about 80 or so. At least that's my minimum for throwing this thing down here. We're going to start at the 5 mark on the negative side. I can keep it there. Still got a lot of speed to push out. Now we're onto the mainsail. I think it's the mainsail, yeah. Oh, there we go. Alright, where we're at. Where are we at? Oh, we still got quite a bit of distance to go yet. What do we got? We're at 360 so far. Wow, we got a ways to go. Oh, we actually kind of also creeped up a bit on the... I wasn't watching the gimbal. I was too busy trying to get the annoying crap out of the way. Let's go ahead and try going down to 15. Again, we don't want to go too much because, as you can see now, we're starting to pull back the apoapsis a bit. But it does help push out the periapsis more quickly. You just got to be careful with it. And now we're pushing the apoapsis up again. And the periapsis is coming down pretty quick. So we're at 162. I need to get this up to also... I'd like to get as close to circular as possible, but... Well, it could happen, actually. The apoapsis is going pretty slowly. Yeah, we're going to burn out of fuel on this stage, too. That could... Well, we'll see what happens. Yeah, it was kind of a crapshoot to get the thing orbit circular. Of course, we're not burning at the optimal point either. That might have been a little bit too fast. So we're not going to hit the atmosphere at this level. We're just going to go kind of skimming by it. The atmosphere, once you start re-entering, that's at about 53, 52 km. The most we're going to get is like 61.8, like we're saying here. But it does drop down your warp speed. So we'll have to wait till we get by the periapsis node here. Then once we get to about 70k, it'll bring up the other warp options. Actually, it did start to build up a little bit of heat on that, didn't we? Interesting. Very interesting. Alright, here we go. And... Alright, let's go and swing around to prograde and burn the periapsis out a bit more. And there's the moon. It's probably going to be about a 2.5 to 3 minute burn to get there. So it'll probably use up quite a bit of fuel. However, we got up around Kerbal, an orbit around Kerbal without using very much of this fuel at all, which is nice. Normally I would have used a little bit more than this by now. So I'm going to get this thing at least 80. That's where we're at. Alright, switch over to system view. And get our transfer orbit going. So the moon's over there. We'll probably be able to intercept it around over here somewhere. Four minutes, even worse than I thought. Again, trying to get the most efficient burn possible. So if you have a mouse that has a free scrolling scroll wheel, it can be your friend in KSP for getting really precise on your movements. It could also be a curse because it's a little fidgety. It doesn't matter too much because it's still like a 4.5 minute burn time, but every 10 seconds we burn this, we're using, what was it, like 500 fuel? No, it wasn't 500, it was less than that, but it's quite a bit. So the less you can get, the lower you can get this, the better. I might even say that I'd want to wait until we got the periapsis node lined up properly to do this, so we have the, we can be at our fastest speed and have to burn less, but I'm not going to try and figure out where that's at right now. If we can only get to landing the rovers on the moon with this, that's fine too. We can just send up a sky crane without the rovers on them. I did that the last time. Alright, so let's go over to our maneuver node. And then start this crazy process. So I'm going to try and start at 30 seconds this time instead of 10 because we have this huge burn time, and I want to see if we can get it, if that helps make this thing more accurate. Okay, so we're going to start burning right now. Alright, let's get realigned. Okay. And we got some time, so let's jump over to my phone and I'll do a couple things on it while we wait. Okay, so we're burning 110 every 10 seconds. So 430 seconds. So we're going to use about 4,400, 500 fuel. So about 30% of what we have in the tanks. Actually, a little bit more than that. We're about halfway. Yeah, this might be pretty close, actually. So I'm liking where the AP node is going, anyway. At the moment. Who knows where it's going to end up when we get a bit closer. It looks like it's going where it needs to go. Let's go and start... Well, actually, no, we need to wait a bit longer. When we start slowing down, it really slows down. These engines can't really push the this thing that fast, because the rivers are attached. Still haven't found the moon intercept yet. There we go. Alright. To the moon. So we'll have to burn in our orbit and also then set up the inclination so we can line up with the location we have our base at. Go and set that up. So it's actually on the light side right now, which is good. That'll make this a bit easier to land on. This thing moves so slowly. Probably got quite a bit of burning in to do. Yeah. Alright, let me get on the P node. We'll start again. We'll bring in the AP quite a bit. So I want to try and get probably around 110 to 80k on both of these. Actually, no. You don't have to do too much of a burn on this. So change Alright. It's always easier to try and do this from a circular orbit, so let's get the AP node in about the same, and then we'll bring the PE node in some more after we fix our inclination there. You know, I think we actually knocked the moon station out of alignment at some point, I think. It used to be flying closer to where the... Oh no, it's okay. It's lined up correctly, but it's when this is on the opposite side of the planet. Right, this is not a geosynchronous orbit. Although, maybe we should try and set that up. That'd be interesting. Crap, I'm behind the PE node a bit. That won't be an issue until we get closer to where we're at on the PE node height, altitude. So I want to spin it around a lot. So let's go ahead and slow that down. I'll just warp it back around. Actually, pushing the PE node a little bit more over probably isn't such a bad idea. Because this is still 120 up. Alright, so I'm going to go and do a quick save. And I'm going to go over to the AP node. And then pull in the periapsis completely. After we do our inclination burn. Actually, it'd probably be best to do that right about here. Let me set it up a little bit further away so I don't go past it. Hopefully we're not going to wait too long and this will be on the dark side. We'll need to push the PE node a little bit around some more. We'll probably have to readjust after we finish this anyway, so we'll do it then. So a good way to determine this is to like watch the lines here. When the lines meet up, that means that's where the center of the orbit is. So like, that's how you can tell exactly where it's at. It's like right about here. They're pretty close. So let's go ahead and pull the apoapsis back in. We pushed it out quite a bit. And then we'll need to try and rotate the, well, we may not need to. It might work the way it is. I thought I hit retro, I didn't. Well, I mean, when we do retro, it's going to push it this way, but I think. Which is actually what we want to do. We want to move this a little bit more back the other way. Not too much the other way, but enough. And that should be about good right there. Let's go to the AP node and start burning in the PE node in. Now once we do that, this will start, that'll push in and we'll get the deorbital line coming in. We'll want to set it up probably on the other edge of this crater range there, or mountain range, or whatever that is. And then we'll keep adjusting as we go down so we don't have to come in too steep. Our goal is to get within 5 to 10 kilometers of this place, so I don't have to travel so far. Of this, where our base is at. That's still pretty far in rover meters, but it's better than 50. God, that whole thing was insane. All right. So that's in now. And right about there. So what we'll do now is a warp in. Actually, let me go ahead and do another quick save. I'm going to warp into right about here. Then we want to pull this into probably somewhere in between these 2 points. This mountain range and this crater. Probably in the middle, probably best actually. Now we're actually a little bit off, aren't we? That's fine, we can do an adjustment if we need to push it over a little bit. Let me switch over to normal real fast and we'll do that. The closer we are on top of it, the better we'll end up. That's pretty good. Alright, let's go ahead and hit back to retro. And pull this in. Where are we at? We're at 68,000. Yeah, so I'll probably want to pull it into like right where this crater is. This smaller one here. It's like right around here somewhere. Then we'll warp about right here, and we'll burn off down to about 100 meters a second on our velocity. Well, maybe not that far down. We'll at least pull this into the edge of this crater. And then maybe when we're closer to maybe this crater here, we'll start burning it down. We don't want to pull this in too fast. Alright, and we'll switch over to Vessel View. And we'll just try and eyeball it from here. So I'm going to wait a little bit longer. Because we want to be as close to over the top of this thing as possible. So like once we reach to right about here, we'll want to finish burning off our speed a bit. Essentially what we want to do is we want to make sure that by the time we burn off all of our speed, this only pulls into like right in here somewhere, instead of like all the way over here. So wherever you're at, that's where the top of your orbit's going to be, and it'll be pretty steep. So like right about now, we want to start burning the rest of our speed off. I'll go and switch back over to this view here. We'll wait a little bit longer and then we'll do one more burn. And that'll be the one we'll land on. So right about, I would say just under 50% of the fuel. Maybe a little, actually a little less than that. Maybe we're at 45% left. It's actually pretty good though. So at the rate we're going, we're going to come down around in here somewhere. So we want to wait a little bit longer. Actually, that's actually kind of pretty close to where we want to be. Let me zoom in a bit more. We can get it. Well, we can't go any further. That's still actually probably like, you know, it's probably close to 10 kilometers there. It doesn't look like it, but it's quite a distance. Alright, let's go ahead and finish burning off. Our speed here. Mostly because we're getting pretty low. Yeah, I'm liking this. If you manage to get under 5 kilometers, that'd be insane. We're going down even more. We're below 4. Alright, let's let this right itself a bit. We're going to be maybe 2 kilometers? Damn. If I managed to land this thing, that would be amazing. Under 1. Holy crap. Well, I could have done this the last time. Would have made things so much easier. Or rather, under 2, not under 1. .4, that's nice. I will have to bring, yeah, I'll have to bring Jebediah over to take these over there because I took the remote guidance units off of these. I think those were causing some of the problems with the wheels and whatnot. Alright, we got them on the moon. We've got some fuel left, not a whole lot. We'll see if it's enough to get back up to the sky crane or not. I'm gonna try and do a hard sideways burn here. Get the most bang for the buck. And we gotta build up the speed, that's the main issue. And you can go sideways all you want. If you don't have enough speed, you're not gonna push out the periapsis before you slam into the surface or whatever you're orbiting. It's not so bad on the moon as it is on Kerbal, but it's still a pain. Alright, let's save some fuel and wait till we get to apoapsis. Should be able to push it up pretty well from here. So now what we need to do is we need to I don't know, it's going to be close. We may have enough fuel to get there. We may. We still have to get this thing, we have to get it to, I forget exactly what, it's like, that's quite a bit. Well, we have an orbit anyway, so we can go ahead and cut our inclinations to complete opposite of what it is on the friggin' moon base. We are going in the right direction though, which is good. It says target. Jeez, this friggin' this whole burn's gonna take too much fuel to do, I think. Inclination burn. Oh, let's see. Set up a maneuver here. Zero 708 and 01. So we want to go the other direction. Blah, come on. I think we had a 0 in there. When it flipped around really fast. Yeah. Alright, so what is that going to do? Well, it says we should have enough fuel. There's no breakages anywhere in the line. How much we'll have after that? So, let's see. So 40 seconds. That's at 11 fuel a second. That's 440. But we still have about 1,000 left, wouldn't we? Maybe it is doable. Let's see. If it isn't, I can just terminate the thing from the launch, the tracking center, so. Yeah, things turn so much better without the friggin' rover weight on here. Okay, a minute. So more than what I thought. still, we'll see what we get. If we have anything near 1,000 left after this burn, looks like it might even have more than that left. We'll probably be in pretty good shape to try and do an intercept. So we won't have to burn so much to get the orbits lined up. So where are we at? 0.5. Didn't quite work, did it? You never know, you lied to me. But it's 0.5, so it's pretty close. Anything under a 1 is doable. Of course, you want to be closer to 0 than not, but if you can't get there, I don't want to do another burn. This will work just fine, though. So now we need to figure out where we're going to have the intercept at. Let's go ahead and set up a node here. Let's just do a little prograde burn and then move this around and see if we get anything. Doesn't appear so. Let's go the other way then. I think the main problem is that we're just too far out of sync. We need to increase this by some time. Aha. No, we don't want to be that close. That'll do. So we've got 2 days till we get to the node. There used to be an option that said warp to node. I'm not sure what you have to do in order to get it to show up. Oh, damn. We went way by it. Damn it. We'll need to redo it. Once you go by it, you can't readjust it. Stop doing that. Nonsense. Alright, let's try this again. Add maneuver. Actually, over here, the second intersect point. We have a intercept over here. Alright. Let's go and align to the maneuver node. Then we'll go ahead and warp over here. And get ready to burn. So it's a 1 second burn. Short ones are always really fun. It's just, they're really easy to mess up. Alright. Oh crap, I don't have any probe control. Damn it, satellites. What's going on with you? Oh, I have no electrical charge. That's what's going on. Because I forgot to extend my friggin' things. Well, that's no fun. And there's no way to extend them when you've gone out of power. Is there any way we could... Okay, there we go. Now I can. Oh hell, I gotta do them one by one. Thought they were connected, but I guess not. Now we're gonna see if we can dock this thing with these things sticking out. They'll need to be out so we can charge. Got a lot of... I guess it's not that much battery to charge. I thought there was more than that. Must have taken off the crazy batteries. Okay, so now that we've gone by that, gotta try this again. Jeez. Oh, same spot over there, good. Perfect. For a second there, I thought we actually ran into a situation where none of the network satellites were in range. And up we were out of power. Oh crap! Oh, it's fine. It'll be pretty close. All right, so let's go ahead and warp over to here. I actually think we're on this line. And swing retro once we get over there. Oh, we're already gone pretty damn slow. Wow. We can just go right in here. So what I'm going to do now is I want to switch where we're going here. I want to flip this around so we're going the other direction. So this is going faster than we are. And we'll get a little bit closer on the... Interesting, it's actually getting further away. Oh hell, we're on prograde. That's what happened. This thing flipped around somehow. I thought we were on retro. Oh, it flipped when we flipped over. We flipped our orbit. That's why it flipped over. We're just got to burn in that 9 kilometers. That's all there is to it. We got plenty of fuel. Alright, let's swing around to target. Actually, wait, let's go back to... I'm going to get actually fully to 0. Oh, there it is over there. Hey, there's Kerbal. Turn on RCS and let's do H. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to drop off that last section. Probably wasted a little bit of fuel because of that. Probably not much, but maybe 50 or 60 over the entire time we've been burning back to get up here. Anyway, it's going to turn to target. And we'll use the engines to start us up there. Start us over here. It's 9 km. We got a good distance to go. So I got this lined up so that we should be coming in at the nose section. So should be a little bit easier to dock into it. It's going a little bit faster than I would like, but we'll deal with it. Let me get over here as quick as possible. Now we're coming in at it a bit sideways. Oh no, the nose cones on the other side. Okay. So actually we're coming in backwards? That's sort of weird. gonna turn back to target now. Turn RCS off. So don't do anything weird with the our speed and whatnot. Okay, so first thing I want to do is when we get close enough, we want to slow down to... I'm going to get probably within 40 or 50 meters to start, and then we can target the docking port, and then we'll back off again. Come on. Grab that docking port, come on. Damn it, I see you lighting up green. Stop floating away from the mouse. Okay, there we go. Now I can see it. Problem is, can I click on it? That's another thing. Ah, I had it. Come on, damn it. The hell, I should be looking right at this stupid thing. Why in the hell can I not see the docking port? Oh, there we go. Finally. Alright, and then control from here. I'm actually already kind of close to it in terms of where I want to be. I wonder if we could just go for it. We're kind of drifting a bit down. I feel like we're a little bit off. Yeah, we are. Oh, snap. First try. That is what I'm talking about. Alright. Holy crap, okay. After burning all that frickin' fuel, actually, still, well, there's actually not much here. It's what's still left here. Still, cool, we got there. Really quick, I'm going to shift over to the rovers and get them deconnected from that section, and then hopefully the decouplers work the way we want them to. It'd be really bad if they didn't work and they flung them off, the rovers out into space after all that work to dock that damn thing. I have no clue if there's any YouTube chat because I am not on it. Yeah, there are people. Alright, tracking station. And for the record, I don't make abort sections. You're either gonna fly or gonna die. No. I never had to, because if things get too crazy, I just reset the flight. Rovers, where are you? You are here. Oh wait, I have to, oh no, wait. Yeah, it should work, because we have the probe section on that. Test base rover? Oh, that's still down here. We went Skycrane rover. Fly. So we have this probe. I think it's an Octo 2. It might be an. I think it's an Octo 2 we have on this thing. And should be enough to let us decouple the ports from this thing. I have no clue where it ended up at. Okay, good. It didn't go too much further. We'll hit the brakes. So, perfect. Now, what I'm worried about with this is that when we do this, it's going to shove it over into this, and we will explode this. So what I want to do is, I want to take the brakes off of this. Do we have a power issue? No. Oh, the wheels are kind of jacked up. So that's fine. What we want to do is we want to inverted on the steering. Well, we started going right. Oh no, yeah, inverted here and then not inverted here. There. Oh, and the wheels are really, the motors are jacked up too. Okay, there we go. Well, no, it's still something's not quite right. Oh no, this didn't need to be inverted. There we go. Now we've got now we've got it. Finally. Alright, so I just want to kind of get this turned around this way, because this thing I think is going to get shot off like a rocket, probably. I just want to throw the brakes onto this. And so, decouple. Oh, no, good. It didn't get shot off like a rocket. Nice. Now, at the same time, though, we can't control these. So we'll need to switch over to, if I can... Yes, it worked. Awesome. Alright, Jebediah. Mission improbable. Not impossible this time. What's his EVA propellant? Oh, it's still full. Okay, good. Yes! Ah, come on. You failed at doing a backflip. What the hell's wrong with you, Jebediah? Alright. So we just need to get over here. We'll actually need to head over there twice. So we can bring back the both the rivers. That is way better than 58 kilometers. 58,000 kilometers. Hell. That was a pretty awesome landing. Now the question is, can we get it back over here? Get it back over without too much trouble. So it looks like there's a bit of a hill here. I probably should try to put some lights on these things. I didn't think about driving around on the dark side of the moon. It's hard enough driving on the moon when you can see where the hell you're going. Driving around on the dark side. Well, we shall see. Oh, and the wheels got all jacked up again. Alright, so let's turn off everything that we switched, because I think it'll go correctly if we do. Yeah, good. Alright, first things first. First things first. Let's make a save. Because if we end up flipping out of this thing, I don't want to have to go back to one of the pre-docking saves. Alright, and we're off. Oh, we also need to deal with the I'd almost forgotten about that. Having to deal with that. These feel different for some reason. I'm not sure what it is. Ah, hell. I forgot we could connect these together. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, oh. Yes, flip over again. Flip over. No, flip over. Oh, well, good thing I did the save. 39, I think. First, let's go ahead and jettison these. Oh, no, that's not it. Definitely not that one. 40? Maybe it was 40. I think it was 40. It's the problem with having so many saves. Don't know which one you're friggin' using. Sometimes I'll do a save and then do another save, then go back to one before the last save, and that gets really messy trying to figure it out. There we go. First things first, getting rid of this port. Oh, it didn't explode this time. Okay, so drive from there, and again we need to undo all the reverses that we did. Or, I guess, actually no, they didn't load it up correctly. Alright, so I want to flip back around over to this one. we'll get these things linked together. The other thing is, though, is we also have the base core in between them, so it's still going to be a little more maneuverable than it was on all that distance over here. Okay, let's slow down first. Then we can slowly moon slide around. Alright, Jeb, just like you did all the other days, you're up here with those friggin' rovers. Plug them in. Boom. Perfectly balanced. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's interesting. They can't turn their full, the middle ones can't turn the full distance. That actually might be a good thing. We'll have to see. Might make it a little harder to flip it over by trying to turn too fast. Oh wait, the brakes are on, that's what it is. I was like, why are we going so slow? Okay. Oh, and really quickly, put the brakes back on. We gotta jettison this one over here. You got 2 docking ports just sitting on the moon. I'll have Jeb come over and pick them up at some point. I've got, I forgot about that. I've got the infinite electric charge on. Not sure where it's getting power from, but it's getting it from somewhere. Oh, hell. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Crap. I blew something up. Oh, hell. Not only did I blow something up, I just killed Jeb. Well, I'll just reload that other save and drive it back over here. I didn't realize how close that was. I was thinking it was back over here somewhere. Which is where the rovers ended up at. Alright, that's going to be it for the stream tonight. So, thanks for tuning in. If you watched on Twitch or on YouTube, either of them, this one or the one for OV that I did earlier. Comments and questions if you're watching this on YouTube afterwards, leave them below. And if you would like, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. And get an update on the Chrono Cross videos. I'll just be doing 15 this week. Found out I was missing an hour of footage, so I'll just record another 3.5 hours or more. And then that way I'll have enough for the past 3 weeks. So, once again, I will say I don't plan on doing any more streaming for KSP this week. Doesn't mean it won't happen. I will do more streaming for Distant Void development on Wednesday night. I'll probably start around 5:30 or 6. And hopefully by then I'll have figured out what the hell is going on with the generated file, and we can continue with the database testing. So, till then, this is GeoWill, and I will see you next time.